Welcome to Pickpocket Pod. My name is Cameron,
I'm Josh.
and we are the co-owners of Pickpocket Games, an indie publishing studio, making games you can share with anyone. We are back at it again this month to review the very busy previous month of Pickpocket Games. We're going to talk about what we've been playing this week, but we're also going to talk about uh, our progress chart and go over the logistics of everything that we have printing right now, which is 3 different games are all printing right now. We are also working on the design and development of 3 more games that are releasing next year. So we're gonna go into all that, where all these projects are at. A lot of movement's been happening. Let's start with what we've been playing this month, Josh. Past month
Yeah.
of April. What games have you been playing? What's been getting you excited?
Okay. So I've been playing a lot of lighter games. So my wife and I try to go on a date at least once a week. And every date this month we have opted to playing games whatever restaurant we go to. Uh, so we really like tavern sit down where we can just pull a game out and play. So I've been playing a lot of more travel size and approachable games like that. So Up or Down, I don't know how many plays I've had of Up or Down this month, but it's a lot.
It's a good time. We played that at TantrumCon last
Yeah,
year, right? That was the first time I played it, and I was like, "This is so fun for how like stupid simple this game is."
it's incredibly simple. You're building elevator shafts, and your elevator has to go either up or down. So it's a number drafting game. You place a card, draw a card, put a card in its place, and then draw a card to end your turn. That's the whole game. It's just place, draw, done. But it is surprisingly crunchy. You're trying to collect the same number as many times you can in each column, and if your column is going up, you can't go from like 7 to 15 and then place a 9 in between. You would have to continue above 17. So there's also a really interesting press your luck there. It's excellent. And the more you play the game, the more it kind of reveals its strategy to you. It's brilliant. How about
Nice.
you? What are you playing?
Cthulhu Wars. Haven't played
Yeah.
Cthulhu Wars in a while. It was really fun to get that back to the table. Our entire group is terrible at that game. Nobody knows what they're doing, which just makes it more chaotic and hectic and ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, if you haven't played that game, it's like this ridiculous, gigantic game with these huge miniatures towering over the board. Everybody's a different uh god. Uh Cthulhu obviously being the main one that's like the biggest troublesome monster to deal with. It's like if you took Risk. It's not really like Risk, but it's like, world map, dudes on a map kind of thing where you're just like who's gonna take over the most of the world kind of vibe. Really, really fun. All the characters are super asymmetric and have a bunch of different abilities and different things that your different types of monsters can do. And yeah, it's a really chaotic game when nobody knows what they're doing. None of us know how to play our gods right. Nobody knows what anybody else is going on. And that
Yeah.
just turns into like pure chaos of like, I didn't even know you could do that. Okay, great.
Yep.
But it's great. We had a lot of fun with it. That's this month. Let's dive right into Pickpocket and all the stuff that's been going on this month at
Heck
Pickpocket.
yeah.
We're going to put the progress chart up on the screen here. If you haven't seen this before, this is our progress chart. It's included in our monthly newsletter, which you can subscribe to. It's also on our website, on our About Us page. And I do tend to update it more frequently than once a month on the website. So if you're ever
Yeah.
curious about what we've got going on and where things are at, you can always go check it out there. But I want to start with
And to highlight, we always post in the Discord, and then if you have specific questions about it,
we
uh,
answer those
we
questions
answer those right
if
in
we
the
can.
Discord. Right in
Sometimes
the
we play a
Discord.
little coy and don't fully answer those questions, but we do
Sometimes
answer a
Cameron
lot.
plays coy, and then sometimes I spoil things that I'm not supposed to.
Yes, true. If you want any of these things spoiled for you, join our Discord and tag Josh, and he will probably spoil them for
I'll
you
probably forget. I almost spoiled the name for Codename Hyde on a TikTok
already.
earlier
Yeah,
today. I
this is
caught
great.
myself though.
I want to start with the things that we're printing right now, because if any of you have been following along with our stuff, you know we have a lot of games printing, actively printing right now with our manufacturers.
Yep.
I'm gonna kick that over to you, Josh. What is printing right now? What do we got going on in the logistics world?
Yeah, so we have 3 projects that are printing. We have Lodge. We had the successful Kickstarter. a way more interest than we anticipated. Thank goodness. We had a manufacturer and everything lined up, done before the Kickstarter, so we could just roll into hitting print. So Lodge is printing. And we right now are at the process where, or at the point in the process where we're just waiting for to do final approvals here on a few things, and then pass over all of the shipping documentation. But we've got a few more weeks in manufacturing land for Lodge, and then we'll have some amount of time in shipping land. And you can see exactly what that looks like in the on the chart here. But basically, freight will likely be sometime early, or I probably early June is when we will be organizing all that. I'll be organizing all that freight. Next, we have Codename Space. We'll release more information about this project and the story behind it, because there's a really cool story behind it and how we were able to get connected with this project. And it's a connection with people we are really excited to work with again in the industry. That's kind of a hint. So Codename Space is manufacturing soon.
It's about
We've
to
turned
start.
over.
We
Yeah.
turned over all the files. I've
Yep.
been done in file land for a couple weeks now. I think our manufacturer's been pretty busy with like trying to get pre-production copy done for us to kind of take a look at, make sure everything's looking right before they really dive into the bulk of the manufacturing. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that should be starting soon.
we in all of manufacturing, for manufacturers who are working with partners in China, you butt up against Chinese New Year,
Yeah,
because
that
China
too.
really celebrates CNY.
Yeah.
So
Whole
it's
factory is off for like a week and a half. Like
yeah.
there's nobody in factory. Good luck. You're not getting any emails answered. Nothing's happening during that time.
Yep.
So
So you have this really interesting ebb and flow with projects that are impacted by CNY, because taking a week and a half off for our manufacturers, that's got a multi-week impact. It's kind of like this interesting accordion where leading up to CNY, everybody's trying to get their projects in and submitted so that everything can start the day CNY is over. And at the same time, there's people who are trying to get their stuff shipped out right before CNY. There's people who are trying to get shipped out right after. So it has this really interesting accordion effect on timelines. And ours are not significantly impacted by that because most of our projects were started after CNY. But you will see, and maybe if you're just interested in these sort of things, this is a fun thing, in my opinion, as a logistics nerd, to see is you'll see these timelines. And if you ever wonder why is shipping pushed out 3 weeks during these 2 months of the year and pushed out 3 weeks during these 3 months of the year, the answer is usually CNY or Q4, that the fourth quarter. That's the other thing, is U.S. publisher or U.S. Businesses trying to bring in products for holidays. So there's some cool stuff there. Space is one of our products that I would say was impacted by this because we were submitting files when right after CNY.
right after Chinese New Year, which meant it's taking a little longer for them to get through those files and get stuff ready because they're
Yeah.
so busy catching up from break, right?
Yeah. So
But yeah,
the
we're really excited.
impact of that, you'll see about a 1 month gap likely between Codename Space and Lodge.
Yeah,
Um,
Lodge will likely come out first.
yeah.
Uh, Space will come shortly thereafter. For those who backed on Kickstarter and added on Codename Space into their pledge, we do still plan on shipping your things together. What we will probably do is air freight some of Codename Space over early to make sure that those copies can ship together with your Lodge copy. So for
Yeah.
you all, there shouldn't be a delay. But for like the more broad general release of the game, Lodge will likely release first and then Codename Space release shortly thereafter. But
Yeah.
there's one more game that's not on this chart, Josh, because
Yeah.
the game is done and has been out for a while, but we are printing. What are we printing?
We are printing the second print run
Ooh.
of Thief's Market. So this is a huge win for us. It also is a thing we need to thank our community for.
Yeah.
We effectively sold out of Thief's Market within 2 months, really within
That's
about two
2 to
and a
3
half
months.
months of it
Just
being
crazy.
released.
Yeah.
A huge portion of that was actually international partners of ours,
Yeah.
who
It's
were
done really
able
well in
to
Europe, especially Europe and Canada. It's done
crushing in
well in.
Europe.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So I have international partners that have picked this up and run with it, and then we have U.S. partners who have attached to this project and done an amazing job of pushing it into retail spaces. And then lastly, we are seeing much better success on our website than we ever anticipated for this project. And so much of that we've turned off ads for Thieves Market because we're so low on inventory and we've been so low for a while. We turned off ads and we're still converting at a significantly higher rate than we would anticipate without ads. And it's a trickle effect of converting. And what that tells us is that people are playing our games with their friends and their friends are buying our products.
Yeah. They're
People,
enjoying it, or they're finding it at a store and
yeah, and
they're
they're
getting
looking it
excited
up.
about finding it on a shelf and they really enjoy it there. Or they're seeing one of the many different like content creators or YouTubers or what have you that have covered the game and have talked about the game and what they've enjoyed, what works for them. It's been remarkable. To Josh's point, like this is a really big deal for us as a small publisher. This is our very first game. Most games don't get more than one print run. Most
Yeah.
games don't get a print run as large as Thieves Market had in the first print run. So for us to have seen that much success, to be able to do a whole second print run, a second print run, which by the way is bigger than the first print run was,
Yeah.
is just really remarkable. We are incredibly thrilled with how much people have connected with and enjoyed this game, and we hope we can continue to support it for a long time. I hope Thieves Market is a game that we continue to print. I hope this is not the last print run. I think there'll be more print runs after this too, which is just so exciting. So
I hope so. And part of why this is so exciting to go into like some of the history of Pickpocket, uh, Cameron especially has always been a fan of the original Dave Chalker's Thief Market. And there were things that Cameron had always wanted, like, oh, I wish the game just did this, took this a little bit further, did this in a different way. And so it's cool not only to see that we were able to basically work on a dream project here and bring something back to life that had kind of been extinct for a while and do that with this designer who we love and admire and think he does such rad
yeah,
work.
who is
But
also was really excited to return to the
yeah,
game. Like, it's been so long since it was originally released. It's been out of print for a really long time. It was just such a really exciting project to get to do, and for it to then have had that reception is just like really, yeah, it's really fulfilling to like
yeah.
for people to connect with that new vision of the thing and to also think it's great is has been really really cool. So
And a
you
huge
all,
part of this, what justified this second print run, was our EU UK fans who knew of Thief's Market, and there was a significant pent up demand internationally
yeah,
for this game, and we have amazing partners in the EU UK. Our partners Zatu are really really awesome partners for us. They've done an amazing job putting this game front and center for conventions,
yeah,
for their international marketing push, for their distribution plan. It's been awesome. But I have good news for everyone. Here it is. If you are located outside of the United States and you're wondering, will I ever get these games? The answer is possibly. The answer
hopefully
is
yes. I
if
mean,
you're in the EU or UK, the answer is yes.
yeah,
You'll be able to source these games through Zatu or through Zatu distribution.
uh,
Zatu, as a lot of our viewers may know, has a
uh,
massive e-commerce
the,
website that ships internationally. It ships
yep,
borderline entire globe. And they've picked up all three of these projects that are in print right now. And I have some people in the Discord who keep asking, when are we going to get Deluxe Thieves Market in the UK? I've got great news. Zatu is picking up a small portion. It's not a large portion, a small portion of the deluxe edition of Thieves Market that they will bring into multiple regions, including the UK. So you should see that in the coming months
very
when
exciting.
this is released. So
Yeah,
that's really exciting, really cool. It's awesome to be producing products that are not only contained to
to where
our
we are.
region or the
Yeah.
United States.
The fact that we've been able to find success and find audiences and find partners that can help us distribute those games to much wider audiences and totally different regions that we just frankly could not reach ourselves.
Yeah.
Has been really, really cool. So we're really excited about that. I'm super pumped that Thieves Market's getting another print run. And also that Lodge and Codename Space are also going to get as wide of releases as we can possibly manage. And I mean, if y'all backed on the Kickstarter, you also know that there was international fulfillment available during the Kickstarter. So yeah, we're just really excited that these games can reach so many people.
It's
Um,
amazing.
Three
It's
games. We got
humbling.
3 games all printing at once. Kind of crazy. Feels wild for us as a small, very early in our journey team. So
I think for both Cameron and I, it's been, for each of us, probably the most expensive season of
oh
our
yeah,
lives. I never thought in my like wildest dreams that we would be paying to print 3 unique products at the same time while we only have
and
one that is on
yeah,
shelves.
candidly, 3 unique products that like all those print runs are also they're not small. These are not tiny print runs for any of these. Yeah, we're
And
really excited. So
in the space we're in, I mean, toy and hobby is a large category. That's a lot larger than tabletop games relative to the entire category of toy and hobby. These are some expensive products. So
yeah,
big thank you to everybody that backed on the Kickstarter. That was the catalyst for what we're able to do now. Your support and trusting us with these games and saying, hey, we're going to ship them to you later this year. We've got the product. That your trust in us is what allowed us to not only bring you Lodge and more Thieves Market, but also Codename Space. So big thanks, big ups. Our fans are the best. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Cameron.
hit me.
So I asked the Discord earlier today. We've got a Discord. Come check us out. Colin in our Discord. Colin is very active. Colin rules. I think Colin might
I
have
love
played
calling
Lodge more than me.
probably at this point. I think so.
So I asked what sort of behind the scenes are people interested in, and Colin's answer was design, like game feel, gameplay, design, all of those type of things. That's your world. So can you give us an update on design and development for our future products?
Absolutely, I can. So we've got 3 games printing right now. We also have 3 games in active development, for all of which are slated for release sometime next year. We're still working on like final timelines for some of them. One of them, Codename Hide, is a larger project that we intend to be a Kickstarter early next year. That game has been signed. We've been working on development. We just did our first play test of that game in our Discord, I think like last week.
Yeah.
So if you want to see what Codename Hide is, our Discord users know what Codename Hide is. They don't have to use a code name. They know what that game is.
Yeah.
And they've gotten the chance to play it for the first time, and we will have more play tests coming up. That game has been going really, really well. I'm really excited about where that game is landing. I think it was a really clear like what we wanted to do development wise on that game when we signed it, and as we've started going through that process, it's just been reaffirmed that like, oh yeah, this is getting where we want it to be. And we started in production land on illustration, on graphic design for Codename Hide as well. So we are really excited for that. I can confirm that Leslie Herman, the artist for Lodge, is returning for Codename Hide. This is not a Lodge game, but it will have Leslie's unique style in a new setting, I should say. This is a different time period, a different setting for this game than Lodge had.
Which
So we're really excited for that.
I want to highlight something here too. So first of all, so humbling to work with Leslie again. Leslie is amazing. So humbling. We're also working with Seth, the graphic designer that we worked with on amazing art team. We're the luckiest publishers right now. But one of the cool things, so we had a very, very positive response to the original sketches, selling the original sketches that Leslie did for Lodge. I want you all to know this is again pen on paper, ink on paper for these sketches that are made that are then digitized. Yeah. So before final illustration, these are real physical illustrations. Leslie also liked getting these illustrations out to people. It may not be the same scale that we did with Lodge, but
We'll probably
And what
try and
you
do
all
something
know,
similar again. Yeah.
we're planning on doing something very similar again with Leslie's art, where it's going to end up in the hand, where you'll have an opportunity to buy and support Leslie directly through buying these original
Yeah.
illustrations. So for our
And to be
diehard
clear,
fans,
those original Lodge illustrations, all of the money from those sales went directly to Leslie. We don't
yeah,
take any of those. That was a fully like, we want to continue to support this artist. This is a really cool opportunity to let people own a history of this game.
yep,
Um, and it's just, yeah, like also just paying homage and tribute to this medium of like, it's a rather unique thing to have an artist in the space where all of their work at least starts pen and paper.
yeah.
Um, Coloring is what happens digitally for Leslie. Everything else, the full illustration is done by hand on paper. And it's been really cool seeing the early concept sketches that we've gotten in over the last couple weeks for Codename Hyde. I cannot wait for this game. It's going to be really, really cool. I think, yeah, it's going to be something.
I might surprise drop 1 inch by 1 inch of an illustration in our Discord next week. FYI.
Okay, join the Discord if you want to. If you want to find out what Codename Hyde is, if you want to play Codename Hyde, if you want to see some art for Codename Hyde, jump into our Discord. We'll put the link in the description below. But that is just one of 3 games that we're actively working on. Our
Yeah.
other 2 games that we are working on are intended to be direct releases next year. No Kickstarter, just going to release them directly on our website through retail channels. And those are Professor Picasso and a Secret Lodge project. So I'll start with Professor Picasso. We've talked about that game a little bit. It is a party drawing game. We have not done much playtesting in the Discord because it's a little bit of a challenging game to do
Tricky.
playtesting digitally. We're trying to see if we can find the right way to do that, but it's a party drawing game. We're really excited for that one. We signed that one a while ago, and it's kind of just been sitting as we've been figuring out where it's going to place into our schedule. We have officially signed an artist onto the project. It is not Leslie Herman. It is a different artist, I can say. One that I know Josh is very excited to be working with.
Very excited about it.
And we are like in the process right now of wrapping up development and finalizing the schedule for starting illustration or getting deeper into illustration. We've done a little bit of exploratory work there, and getting into production land on that project. So we expect it to come out in 2027. We don't have a firm timeline for release of it yet, as we kind of figure out when is that going to slot into our production schedule this year. And then we've got a Secret Lodge project, which is really fresh on the brain because I just had a meeting with Peter McPherson, the designer of Lodge, literally yesterday, working through some stuff on this project. We're really excited for this. Again, Lodge has just like blown us away with how much this game is connected with people, how well the Kickstarter did, how excited people have been for the release of this game. Both people who backed and who haven't backed, our partners, Satu, our partners in the US through distribution. Everybody seems really excited for this game. We're really excited to continue supporting this game long term, hopefully for a very long time. This is a new project. I'm not going to say what it is yet. I will say that Peter is attached and working on it. I am also attached as a co-designer on this project. And Leslie is returning to do more illustration work for it. So we're really excited for this Secret Lodge project. We're not going to talk about what it is for a little while still. We're going to keep it under wraps. But eventually it will make its way into the Discord and we will start playtesting things in there. So very excited for that. Again, that's another like direct release that we expect to come out next year, probably in the back half of next year. And that is our 3 in progress in pre-production games that we're working on right now for next year. So we've got 3 games printing that are releasing. They'll all be out this year, and 3 games that we're working on that will all come out next year. At least as of right now, it's only 3. We're going to see where things go. But
Yeah.
thank you all again for the support of Lodge, for the support of Thieves Market. Just the excitement and overwhelmingness of how well those games have done has meant a lot to us. This is my favorite thing to do. This is what we both want to do. It was really exciting to start this venture, but also really scary not knowing where this was going to go.
Yeah.
And this has just been very, rewarding and fulfilling to see people connecting with our work so much. So thank you all. Let's wrap up. I want to talk about a fun question. What is a genre of game, Josh, that you would like to see Pickpocket do at some point?
Genre 18 plus. That's a joke. No, I think a genre of game I love deck builders. I know you do
Mm-mm.
also.
Oh yeah,
We've also been obsessed with
yeah,
Slay This Fire 2 for the past few weeks. So
so good. Slay the Spire 2 is amazing.
very biased toward this now, but I've always wanted to work on a deck build, which I shouldn't say that as if I never have like done anything adjacent to deck builder stuff like,
Yeah.
but the idea of a deck builder that fits into the Pickpocket Games catalog is really appealing to me
What
because I
does
love deck builders and the vast majority of them are just a hair harder to teach than I would like
yeah?
when I'm
What does an
playing
easy
with.
to teach deck builder look like? Yeah.
Yeah, like I just I want something that's just a little easier to introduce people to that genre. I don't think that means complexity and depth of gameplay has to
Yeah.
come down. Um, and my justification for that is games like Up or Down, games like the well, I should say games like Istanbul, games like Up or Down, where there is this massive layer of depth in gameplay
Yeah.
with, the pants of a game that are really, really easy and straightforward.
Yeah.
So I think we would be able to land a gameplay loop that is easy enough to learn and teach that we could kind of effectively do, a deck builder that is more readily accessible, but
Yeah.
still with amazing art, amazing gameplay.
Yeah, it's not about making the game lighter or
Yeah.
making the game simpler per se. It's about the learning of it. Like that's what we're focused on. We want that teach and how you learn to play the game to be as easy as possible. I think deck building is a perfect genre for us to do a game that could end up being really heavy, but still being really easy teach.
Yeah.
Because you just have so much space to work with when you have a bunch of cards that can just say stuff and do whatever you want with them.
Yeah.
And
And I
it's like
mean,
finding that core system that's really, really simple to explain to people the concept
we
of deck building in a simple way, I think is the goal there. But yeah, I would love
agreed.
to do a deck builder at some point. I think that would be a really cool project to work on.
So if you designed a deck builder and you want to wait like 3 years because we've got a pretty slammed schedule, listen, pitch it to us. But we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't mention Dominion. The thing I'll say though is
True.
I
Yeah.
think Dominion is a very accessible deck builder. That's not my preferred style of deck building. There's a bunch of flavors in deck building. I
Yeah.
think Dominion is incredible. It's an amazing game for what it is. I'm more inclined toward different flavors.
Yeah. I think it'll be
Yeah.
fun. For me, deck building is definitely up there on the list. I'm also interested in a worker placement game. I feel like worker placement is almost a really obvious genre for us to work in because
Yep.
the simplicity there is inherent in a lot of worker placement games of just like, here's how you play the game. You put your person somewhere and you do the thing it says. And that's a very simple core like structure of a turn. So I think
Yep.
I'd be really interested in like what is our take on a worker placement game that would make sense within our design inclinations. I've been very fortunate to work on multiple worker placement games at this point. But I still am like that. I never get tired of worker placement. There's so much you can do with worker placement, so many different kinds of games that can be built around worker placement that I think it would be interesting to see what that genre would look like from us. But what about y'all? If you have played any of our games or you're interested in our style of types of games we want to make, what's a genre of game you'd like to see us make? Let us know in the comments. Maybe we'll make it. Or give me a genre that you think would be really hard for us to pull off, and we'll see if we can do it. I'm also up for a challenge. Like, what would be
Don't do
hard?
that. I'm begging you, no.
I'm not
Commenter,
saying we
no,
are going to
please.
do it, but I'm up for a challenge. Josh, what would a pickpocket legacy game look like? You know?
I listen.
Legacy's a good format for
I
teaching things
love a good
slowly,
legacy
like
game.
slowly
Although
introducing new mechanics.
I'll tell you offline, I just had the worst experience with a legacy game. And I'll be honest, dude, I think it's gonna make you really happy. I'll tell you after this.
I'm intrigued. All right.
Yeah.
That's it for this month. Thank y'all for joining us. If you are interested in keeping up with us on a more regular basis, you can join our newsletter. Again, you can always check out our progress chart on our website, but we also now have a weekly blog on our website. So you can go check that out, where we talk about, mostly me, talk about all kinds of random topics, things on the brain as it relates to board games and the board game space and the work we do. So thank you all for joining us, and we will catch you next time.